Many people celebrate Valentine's Day in February, and in 2025, it falls on a Friday. But what about the weekend after? Do you have any plans for that weekend? I know I have plans. I am going to be reading some trashy fiction. Hello, welcome to my channel, another Bibliophile Reads, and February is just around the corner, and I am going to be participating in the third annual Wasted Weekend. This is an event created by Ollie at Crim and Ollie. It is an offshoot of the greatest BookTube event of the year, GarbAugust, and GarbAugust is an event that wants readers to celebrate reading the kinds of books that maybe you would not want to be caught reading on public transportation, the kind of book that college professors or high school teachers would frown upon you reading because it's not great literature. Sure, there is a lot to be gained from Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time. It is a very intellectual and stimulating and emotionally powerful read. But sometimes you just want something a little bit different. And that's why there is a GarbAugust, because it is a no-holds-barred, read what you want and don't feel ashamed about it event. Because sometimes the fiction books that really give us a lot of pleasure are not the In Search of Lost Times. They are the trashy fiction, the horror novels, the romance novels, the novelizations, the type of book, as I said, that you don't want to be caught reading in public. Now me, I might try to read my book in public, just maybe, just to thwart the people who'd disapprove. So the idea of the Wasted Weekend is not a month-long event. It's just a weekend where you read a trashy book or two. In 2025, it is going to be February 15th and 16th. And all you have to do to waste your weekend is read a trashy book. Now, I have a number of trashy books that are on my potential list to read. I'm not really sure which one I want to read, so I'm going to hold them up and read the back covers, and I'm going to have the viewers of this video vote on which book I should read. There is no bad choice in this list. I will enjoy, well, maybe enjoy all these books, but there is no bad choice. I will present these books in reverse publication order. I have broken them down by genre. Romance, Dark Truth by Lindsay, McKenna. Anna Elena Raphael was born the daughter of darkness. Anna was spawned by the Dark Lord himself, but every instinct she possesses screams that she isn't evil. She is good, just as her mother was. But Anna has to know the truth about her shape-shifting abilities and mystical origins. Her jaguar senses and dreams lead her to the jungles of Peru and to a kind stranger with haunting green eyes. Mace Ridfort is no ordinary man. He is a trained assassin and warrior for the light. Though Mace is duty-bound to destroy the dark forces, Anna senses he is also her salvation from a centuries-old destiny. And with Mace by her side, Anna must now withstand the most difficult battle of all, to save the world from 1,000 years of darkness. Blasphemy, The Last Days of Christ the Vampire by J.G. Eccarius. He rose from the dead. His power grew over the ages, enslaving minds and bodies through religious hierarchies and direct telepathic control, Jesus Christ promised people eternal life in return for obedience. Professor Holbach thinks Christ the vampire is just a metaphor giving him nightmares. But when he starts telling his story to others, he and his friends are attacked and must flee for their lives. This is the story of how they fight back against this ancient horror. Read the book. Soon you'll see the graffiti. Then you'll live the reality. Horror, Panzer Spirit by Townsend. Unleashed from an evil hibernation, death and destruction shadow an American army base in Germany when a rare Nazi Jagdpanzer tank is discovered intact in a nearby stand of woods. A freak accident seems to cause the aging Hulk to destroy an American M60 tank and all but one of its crew. The tank is delivered to the U.S. Army Tank Museum for restoration, where a second accident occurs, and then a third. Tank expert Jim Fafner teams with Sherry Vale to destroy the tank before a Russian penetration agent can discover and steal its secret power. But the Jagdpanzer has other ideas. Naughty Western, Night of the Gila, Gunsmith number 34 by J.R. Roberts. The Texas Rangers are after a bandito who is as deadly and dangerous as his namesake, the dreaded Gila monster. Gila has been raiding Texas ranches, rustling, raping, and murdering. The gunsmith is recruited to track him south of the border, where the Rangers have no authority. There he confronts the bandit, whose armor, breastplate, and metal gauntlets with steel spikes make him the strangest and most awesome foe Clint has ever battled. Killer Animal, Venom by Russell O'Neill. Quiet as a whisper in the dark, as final as the kiss of death, John Carver hated his mother so fiercely that he feared he'd die of it. Instead, he planned her death. He brought from India a living gift of poisonous hatred, 4 of the deadliest snakes known to man, cobras. John's plan was fiendishly simple. It was perfect, but for one agonizing error. For now, 4 hungry cobras are loose in a New York apartment building, waiting to strike at anything that approaches, and no one has the faintest inkling that horror, chaos, and death have just moved in to stay. Thriller, The Black Death by Gwyneth, Cravens, and John S. Marr. It was war. Millions of invaders assaulting, killing, dying, digging in, grinding for more fighting. The invaders are tiny, microscopic organisms with a foreign name, Yasina pestis. A girl named Sarah Dobbs is their beachhead. The war is plague, the same plague that ravaged medieval towns, brought rats out to dance in the streets, and left corpses stacked like cordwood in the alleys and gutters. And Sarah has brought it to New York. Novelization, Embryo by Louis Charbonneau. Embryo is not science fiction. It is fiction based on current scientific information. An experiment could take place tomorrow or tonight. But would anyone dare grow a human embryo outside the womb? And who or what would such an environment produce? Would the being who developed it be a marvel or a monster? Read the new time emotion study of just such an undertaking. Follow it from its first tremulous beginnings to its breathtaking denouement. Science Fiction, The Lani People by J.F. Bone. They exported the Lani to every planet in the galaxy. Who wants to be bothered by a woman when you can get a whole harem of Lani so cheap? All Lani are exactly like women, with one minor addition. All happy only in their natural naked state. All expertly trained to make a man feel like a god. You specify pedigree, say Silver Dawn out of White Magic for Platinum Blonde Bottle, or you can take your pick from the adoring herd. The Lani People is a startling story of a planet that applied new scientific knowledge to techniques of breeding and came up with a system that revolutionized society. Those are my choices for the wasted weekend. Please leave a comment about which book you think I should read. If there is a tie, I will attempt to read both, or I will just do the tiebreaker myself. Thank you for watching, and keep on reading trash.